all-gay channel, all-gay books, all-gay newspapers. Have you realized that the LGBT community has gotten more rights in 4 years than black people got in 400? And then some of you get mad at me. Now notice, I didn't advocate harm or extermination. I'm not into that. A sick African is a sick African, and I'm looking at everybody in here sick, including me. We all got one issue or another. Some of you in love with white folks. You sick. Some of you gay. You sick. Some of you hate black people. You sick. Some of you married to white women. Your ass is the sickest of all. So we all got a problem. We just can't pick out the black gays and say, well, let's kill them off. What about everybody else who's sick? We all working against our best interests. But some of y'all say, Dr. Umar, I can't be against it because my uncle is. Or I can't be against it because my brother is. I didn't ask you to be against your damn uncle. I didn't ask you to turn against your brother. That is your flesh and your blood. I'm telling you to disagree with the lifestyle, but you can still love the life. You don't think I know folks who are afflicted with them conditions? I'm not going to write them off, but they got to understand that this is not the example we want for our babies. And that's what we're talking about. Well, we got to fight for them because after all, we had a civil rights struggle. We did not fight for the right to have sex. We fought for the right to be people. Don't you compare them to. Black people fought for our humanity, not for the right to have sex with somebody. We fought for our being. They fighting for behavior. Don't you confuse them. Some of y'all thinking now, you're like, damn, he is kind of deep. And I think we can all agree, whether you sexually confused or not, that 3rd grade is not the age to be teaching children about alternative sex lifestyles. Whether you're gay or straight, none of our children should be getting introduced to alternative lifestyles. Are you aware that black children growing up now are the first children ever for us who have to make a decision? Our babies got to decide whether you want to be with a man or a woman. And what is the purpose of this? It ain't about sex. It ain't about gay rights. It's all about population control. Stop letting the media brainwash you. Anderson Cooper is gay. Of course he's going to be for it. If every black woman in his audience only cohabitates with other black women, your ancestors never recreate themselves. If every black man in this audience only deal with other black men, your ancestors never come back to finish their destiny. I'm against it not because I'm against the people. I understand that in the long run, homosexuality is a significant threat to the continuance of African life. But let me say this to the sexually confused community. If we need to have a conversation, let's do that in private. Stop letting the white gay people manipulate you into coming out public against the rest of us, making a divide in the black community and starting a civil war between hetero and homo. We should already learn from that. Haven't we been there, done that? I don't mind the gay black folks saying, Dr. Umar, we got an issue. But don't do it with them. They don't care about you either. They're just using your numerical strength. Just like they used black women in the 20s for the women's lib movement. Them white women ain't give a damn about you, black woman. She used you. And some of y'all still running around pushing that white woman's lib filth on each other. We got to fight for our rights against the black man. He's oppressing us. Really, sister? Really? Let me ask you a question. What brother in here can stop his woman from going to work? What brother in here wants to stop this woman from going to work? What black man in this room has the power to keep a woman from going to college? What black man in this room got the power to keep his wife from wearing pants? I understood the white woman. The white man controlled her. He controlled if she worked. He controlled how she dressed. He controlled if she got an education. The black man has never, ever exercised that type of control over the black woman. We are not your problem. And black men, the black woman is not our problem. Because you got some reactionary brothers out there. Well, shoot, they want to have a woman's lib. We need to have a man's lib. F it. Come on. All over Facebook, the women lib fighting, the men's lib fighting, and the white man laughing. He started the problems that we're using to fight each other. You and me, black woman, got the same problem, white supremacy. Well, why can't none of these no good brothers get a job? Because it ain't nothing to get. That's why. Well, why can't they buy a decent home? You need capital to do that, and the banks ain't giving none to brothers. Well, I see the Chinese people and the Latinos come and they can get a job and they build their houses from the ground. Why can't y'all do the same thing? Are you aware that when the Arab, the East Indian, the Latino, and the Chinaman show up in New Haven, they show up with a line of credit from a bank from their home country? And if they don't show up with a line of credit from the bank from their home country, they can get one right here at Bank of America or Wells Fargo. Can't no black man in here go and get no $1 million loan. I don't give a damn how high his credit score is. He is not the problem. I know you're upset that the black man can't do for you what these other men can do for their women, but understand why, damn it. I didn't say, brothers, we ain't got some things we need to get in order. Because some of us like putting our hands on our sisters a bit too much. In fact, my brothers in New Haven, we're going to have to do a ski mask club. Y'all saw The Purge? We're going to do some damn purge. You don't know how to keep your damn hands to yourself? We're going to cut them the hell off. Click, click. Every Friday. Purge. I bet you domestic violence disappear overnight. Brothers start walking around with 2 wrists. What happened, brother? I got purged last weekend. But we got to have a system of accountability. We're the only people who folks can sell us out, come back, and be reaccepted for nothing. We have to stop that. A people without authority over their own is a people without respect. So we're going to teach your children military and political science, and then we're going to teach them the science of the black family and the black community. That means black women are going to be taught the divinity of the black man. Why she should respect and honor him. Why he is the head, but she's the neck that turns him. And the boys are going to be taught the divinity of the black woman. Why does she have a menstrual cycle? And why is it 28 days? And what is the relationship between her 28-day cycle and the 28-day cycle of her mother moon? Why is the black woman considered the mother of all water? And how does that relate to the fact that everyone in this audience has been carried in water for 9 months? Dark matter. And then he has to be taught why the black woman was the first symbol on earth for God. Before the Muslims or the Christians called God a he, God was a she for 2 million years. Our children don't have a lot of good examples of happy marriages. Some of you are doing a good job on that, but as a whole, we ain't doing too well. So if we want to teach them how to build families, we got to show them. So we give them financial science, and we give them agricultural science, and we give them physical science, and we give them military science, and we give them science of the black family, and the last science might scare some of you church-going people. But we're also going to give them African, astrological, and cosmological science. Yes, because we are a people who venerate our ancestors. Because in African culture, our angels are our ancestors. There are no naked white boys with wings on their back and wee-wees out, coming to save nobody. Your great-grandma, that's your guardian angel. Your great-grandfather, that's his guardian angel, and you don't even know his damn name. You know Muhammad, you know Abraham, you know Noah, but what about the ones who brought you forth? What about your ancestral chain? You don't know their name? You can call on everybody else's, but not yours. If we're blessed enough to get to St. Paul's College, we're going to dedicate 1 acre of that land for our ancestral altar. Every child will have an ancestral altar in the same place. What was that movie with the purple people? The cartoon? Avatar. Remember when they all came together and venerated their ancestors? You know that movie was about us, right? Yeah. We're going to do the same thing. Every morning we're going to have our drum and dance circle and call on the ancestors before we go and learn. We don't worship our ancestors, Muslims and Christians. We don't worship them. We worship the one Almighty God. That's who you got God from, remember? Bilal ibn Rabah was an Ethiopian who taught Muhammad the science of religion. That ain't disrespectful, it's the truth. Christ attended the mystery systems of Kemet, so did Moses. Your religion is a child of mine. Don't be disrespectful. We got to call on ancestors. This is our time. For those of y'all who don't have an ancestral altar, you better get to know them now. And you can be Muslim and still have an altar. I was in Ghana. I was with my Muslim brothers in Ghana. They got altars. I was with my Muslim brothers in Ghana. They still do their spiritual work. I was with my Christian brothers in Ghana. Christians all through Ghana, but they still do their ancestors. Only when you come to the New World do African people feel they got to separate their culture from their religion. Your culture is your mother. Your religion, your father. Why should anybody make you choose? You can be Muslim and still venerate your ancestors. You can be Christian and still venerate your ancestors. Remember, the only successful revolution in this hemisphere was the Haitian one. And it was voodoo that gave birth to that. They called on their ancestors, Bookman Dada, and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and Henry Christophe, and Toussaint L'Ouverture. I'll be going to Haiti in November, I think it is. Call on them. Some of y'all got to reconnect your family tree. That is going to be one of the major projects at the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Your children are going to begin the process of tracing back their lineage as far back as they can go. Because they can't help you if you can't call them. To my ladies, we're going to have our Anna Douglas and Amy Garvey Academy for the girls. But I got some bad news. At my school, there will be no perms. At my school, there will be no weaves. At my school, there will be no straightening comb. At my school, there will be no hair color. At my school, no Jerry girls. Because I heard they're coming back next summer. Well, Dr. Johnson, what does you giving my daughter a decent education have anything to do with her hair? Everything. Black women are suffering from a hate complex because they're being told that in order to be beautiful, you got to look like the white woman. And our little girls are being socialized into that same negativistic, self-hating thinking. So before I can give your girl agricultural science, before I can teach her how to float ships, because we're going to have a maritime academy, before I can teach her how to fly planes, we're going to have an aviation academy. Before we teach them military science, how to fire a rifle, I got to make sure first she's fired that rifle at the little white girl living inside of her. Before I can teach the black girl anything else, I got to teach her to love herself as God made her, not how the Koreans sold it to her. I didn't say you had to get rid of yours, black mom, because I wouldn't have no female students. Some of y'all got to get your new growth back. Be easy. Breathe easy. You got a little patch in the back. It ain't grow back yet. Stay cool. This is for the girls. It will be a happy to be nappy academy. But look at the beauty. If your son goes to a school where all the girls are nappy, when he's old enough to take a wife, he's already been taught and conditioned and trained that the only thing you bring home to your mother is someone who got the same head of hair that she does. And I'm going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the first principal of a black high school where every girl went to the senior class prom with their own damn hair. Hallelujah. Because you know how y'all do on prom night? Y'all be having weave on top of weave on top of weave with a big bang on this side, Lionel Richie on this side. And all the girls with the purrs will look at all the girls with the naturals. Some of them going to have a close cut like me. Some going to have twisty. Some going to have blowout. Some going to have lots. But it's going to be all theirs and unprocessed. Marcus Garvey said, His Excellency said, don't take the kinks out your hair. Take them out your mind. So school's coming up. And we want to sign up for that parent association. Don't you leave here tonight until you sign up. So we want to have a special ed committee. We want to have a school discipline committee of New Haven to do what? Investigate the discipline practices. Because your boys are being suspended too much. They're being expelled too much. A lot of your boys are being expelled for things that are not even legally expellable. But you don't know the damn law. So they're kicking them out of school forever on something that wasn't even legal. Then we're going to have a policy committee to fight to change the policies in New Haven public schools that are disproportionately affecting our children. What am I talking about when I talk about policy? I'm talking about not law, because policy ain't law. What's the capital of Connecticut? Hartford. The laws are made in Hartford. After Hartford makes the law, they give the law to all of the hundreds of school districts. And once all the hundreds of school districts in Connecticut get the law, they then in turn make their own policy. So if you go to school in Hartford, there's a different policy than if you go to school here in New Haven. And if you go to the next town over, that district has a different policy. So I'm telling you that you can change the policy because it's not a law. Let me give you an example. Your son is a genius. Your son needs a better school. You live on the west side of New Haven, but the best school for your boy is on the north side. You went to the principal and said, my son needs to be transferred over to that school. And the principal said, I'm sorry, but it's our policy that kids go to school in their geographic neighborhood. Oh, y'all heard this before, right? Yeah. Did he say it was a law? No. He said it was the policy, which means the school board came together and made up some frivolous rules to govern you by that are not sanctioned in Hartford. And you can change them. But in order to change them, we got to come together. Black parents organized can change anything you want in New Haven, but you got to have stickability. That means we got to overcome your petty differences. I don't care if you're a Kappa or a Q. I don't care if you're a Nawapian or a Hebrew. You're still my brother. I don't care if you're God's and earth or more. You're still my brother. I don't care if you're integrationist or socialist. You're still my brother. Listen to me. I'm a Garvey. I'm a red, black, and green man. That ain't never changing. Okay? But I will organize with anybody who looks like me if they are of the same mindset. We don't have to agree on everything. There's nothing wrong with me being a Pan-Africanist and you being a Hebrew, Moor, Nawapian, God and earth. And some of y'all into this green people living under the earth shit. Martianism. Well, Doc, you know what? None of this matters because you know in 2 years these green people are going to come up from the earth and they're going to fly everybody down. Shut your ass up! You damn spookus! Black people in trouble, are you giving us this Saturday morning cartoon? I don't care if there's other people in another galaxy. Are they coming to help us fight white